Would you like to know how to play the game of life? Did you know there is a game? The game is the energy game. Everything is energy. So what are the tools and the rules for this game? If you don't know the rules and don't have any tools, you'll lose the game. Here are your hosts, Dr. Dean Allen, PhD, and Coach Steve Toth, to take you on a journey of discovery. How to play the game of life.
Yeah.
You show up with your truth in the moment and are able to express it in an effective way. And what that basically means is two things: tone of voice and body language. Because what you want to do when you show up is you want to show up in a way that you can stay connected to yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
that's a big challenge when you've newly
That
connected
is.
to yourself.
Absolutely.
It comes and goes. Phew.
Well, and especially when you've got all this programming that says it's not safe to be true to yourself.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
see, that's what you have to get ahead of, and that's why we do the pre-scripting.
Yeah.
Because you have to see a bad scene today, you have to rehearse it in your mind as if you were going to shoot it tomorrow in a different way, so that you turned a bad scene in your movie into a great scene.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way that you can make movies and make them work.
Yeah. Well, that's a powerful tool. There's a lot of powerful tools that we have to not react automatically. There's many, which is a wonderful thing to live in a time when there's so many available to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing. I mean, it's remarkable, really. No one in history has had the access we have. So there's that piece, and then the other thing is, what's really powerful is to have people in your life who listen to you and know you as this big self, and who you can go to when you're like lost and confused and go, oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
And that might be people who've done the transformational work with you. It might be a mentor or a coach. It might be a spiritual teacher, but somebody. If you don't have anyone in your life who knows you in that way, it's really hard to hold on to it.
Yeah, it's almost impossible. What I have found is that if you cannot feel safe and worthy of love being who you really are, in other words, being true to yourself, you don't have any place to start.
Yes.
And so what I have people do, not everybody, but those that really need this, is to divide everyone in their life into two groups. And basically the two groups are those that you feel safe and worthy of love with, and those that you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And basically have a personal conversation with those people that are worth it, one-on-one, and basically tell your story. In other words, tell them what it is that you've become more conscious of about yourself. And the story usually goes like this. I've been doing some work on myself, and I've come to realize that I am doing some things that I've been doing for a very long time, that once I see them clearly, I see that they're very self-destructive, and I don't want to do them anymore. However, what I've also learned is that I can't change them unless I feel safe enough to be able to express them and feel heard, so that I can start tuning into this new energy. And that's why you have to divide everybody in your life into two groups, so at least you know who you're with.
Well, you know what I would say to that? I'm going to slightly differ.
Yeah, go ahead.
So there's a couple things. One of them is, there's many ways you can do this. One of them is just what people like, I think it's Don Miguel Ruiz called the spiritual warrior's path, which is really like giving yourself the gift of courage to be yourself with people who you're intimately connected to, who you may not feel are going to hear you. And I speak from my own personal experience. I've had that experience with my husband, and I am not interested in divorcing my husband, and it took a lot of courage to bring more and more of myself to that relationship, feeling I would be criticized or not known. And that's just the work there is to do. It's not okay for me to say, well, I'm not safe with him to really be my full self. I'm cutting him off.
That was only the first step, but yes.
Yeah. So there's that, and there's many paths to that. There's There's the the kind of path of courage, the hero's journey, the spiritual warrior. There's also doing work to dissolve or change limiting beliefs you have, which cause you to feel like it's not safe. There's also work. There's physical things you can do, practicing yoga, various other things that embody for you experience of safety. And there's like many ways to do that. But you're right. If you do not create expanding the safety in your life to be yourself and to express yourself, and it might be tiny steps to begin with.
Well, it might be various things that are going on. There's two types of errors. You can think you're not safe and really be safe.
Right.
Or you can think you're safe and not really be safe.
True.
And see, that's what I'm trying to get them to figure out, and the way that they're going to find this out, the strategy that I teach clients is to express and observe. In other words, get connected to yourself, take a chance, express your truth, and see whether or not you're safe.
Right.
And if you express yourself and somebody attacks you, you're probably not safe.
You're listening to Real Coaching Radio, building a positive network.